Hello and welcome to Elecspo, and it's Europa League time, everyone. Yes, the second worst or second best competition in Europe kicks off tonight, which I'm sure none of you are excited about. Christ, I'm not really selling this video very well, am I? Anyway, after the roaring success of Footy Manager predicting the 21-22 Champions League campaign, I'm going to give it a crack with the Europa League as well. Let's go. Okay, here we are at the start of the competition. The group stages are set, and yes, I can already see you in the comments moaning, the groups aren't right, what a waste of time. Yes, I know it's a waste of time. I tried really hard, I tried to get the right teams in there, and it didn't work, okay? If you don't want to watch, just bugger off, okay? I don't mean that, please stay. Christ, I can't afford to lose any more viewers, Jesus Christ. Couldn't even get my words out there. Anyway, with the groups we've got, we're just going to have to deal with it, okay? The first group that sticks out to me is Group D. Lyon, Leicester, Spartak Moscow, and somehow Aberdeen have crept into the competition as well. I don't know if this is a Tom FM video or whatever, but Leicester and Lyon, pretty exciting stuff. And also, Group K, Celtic, Marseille, West Ham, and Ammonia. Oh, this is just offensive. Anyway, somehow Tottenham have managed to creep in as well. Don't know how they've done that, the cheeky little scamps. Stick to Europa League too, okay guys? Of course, if you watch the Champions League video, you'll know that Liverpool will be going into the Europa League after the group stages. The first knockout round, Liverpool will be there. So that's something to watch out as we venture through this video. Based on these teams, I think Benfica will have a strong campaign. Bayer Leverkusen will have a strong campaign. I think Leicester should do okay as well. But who will make it through the groups which aren't the right groups? I know, get over it, okay? Let's move on. Let's simulate. Let's see who gets through the group stages. Right, here we are. The group stages are complete, and the big story for me is that both of the old firm giants have crashed out of the Europa League. Rangers coming third behind Roma and Brøndby. Roma winning all 6 games. Tammy Abraham absolutely tearing it up. In fact, they didn't concede a single goal. Tammy Abraham getting himself 6. Rui Patricio getting 6 clean sheets. What a start for Jose Mourinho's boys in the Europa League. It's a tournament he's won before. He won it with Man United back in the day. Can he do it again with Roma? As for Celtic, their group, they came third as well, just like Rangers, behind West Ham, behind Marseille. They did come ahead of that team I'm not going to try and pronounce again, but it doesn't matter because Celtic are crashing out of the Europa League just like Rangers. Instead, they'll have to spend the days fighting over who's the best team in Scotland, which is... it'll have to do, okay? I think Sparta Prague coming rock bottom of their group's a bit of a surprise. Brøndby going through, quite impressive. No surprise, Benfica coming top of their group. Bayer Leverkusen winning every single game, coming top of their group, 18 points. Napoli also going through with 18 points. They won all 6 of their games. They had quite an easy group. Rapid Vienna, Kolos Kovalivka and Cluj. Was Cluj not the team off Soccer AM that Max Rushton used to love? Max Rushton used to love, the Cluj coach or whatever it was. Anyway, they're out. They came rock bottom. Tottenham, boo Tottenham. Somehow they're in this competition. They won all their games. And that is about it. Pretty impressive to see West Ham coming top ahead of Marseille. The Dimitri Payet derby there. And Leicester, they've came top as well, ahead of Lyon. Has there been any surprises going through the knockout round? I'd say Craiovia going through. That's a bit of a surprise, but it wasn't a massively strong group. Maybe Sturm Graz. I mean, it is Alkmaar aren't bad, but they've came rock bottom. I don't think there's been many surprises, but who will be facing who in the first knockout round? I'm going to immediately take your attention to Liverpool. They are the biggest team to drop into this competition, and they're going to be playing another team that's dropped into this competition, Ajax. What a tough start for Liverpool. Red Bull Salzburg, they're also going to be playing a team who's dropped into the Europa League. In fact, are all the teams who dropped out of the Champions League playing each other? Is that a rule in the Europa League? If it is, I'm not aware of it, but we've got Salzburg playing Sporting, Villarreal playing PSV, the current holders of the competition, Ajax playing Liverpool, and Lille playing Atalanta. Whatever, it's happening, okay? Elsewhere, West Ham. There you've got Istanbul Başakşehir, the most hated team in Turkey. It'll be a tough game for West Ham. They beat Man United last season, Başakşehir did. But that was with Demba Ba, and he has now retired. Elsewhere, Leicester playing Marseille. Tough game, I think they'll go through. Real Betis versus Roma, that's a lovely game of football, that is. What a beautiful one. That's a one to crack on the red button if there ever was one. And Tottenham, the boo boys of this video, are playing Rapid Vienna. I hope you get beat, lads. Why are you in here this video? Harry Kane, why are you still scoring goals? Bugger off. As that guy says on TikTok, get out. Is that on TikTok? I don't know. Anyway, let's simulate to see who gets through to the second knockout round. Okay, here we are. The first knockout round is complete. And all of the Premier League teams have made it through to the next round. Liverpool beating Ajax 5-2. Big win for them. Tottenham, damn you Tottenham. They made it through against Rapid Vienna despite all my ill will. West Ham beat Başakşehir 4-2 on aggregate. That dream trio of Jared Bowen, Said Benrahma and Mikel Antonio getting on the score sheet. And Leicester, they went through as well. A 4-1 win over Marseille. Marseille, one of the biggest teams to crash out at this stage. Lyon, another big team. I mean, they had a tough game against Lazio, so those two French sides are both out. As are Rennes. It's not been a good time for the French. Here, are there any other French teams left in it? No, because Lille got smashed off Atalanta 5-0. Crikey, these are a bloody embarrassment, France. For shame. Doesn't look like there's been any other real surprises in the second round. Doesn't look like there's been any other surprises in the first knockout round. There's been some good games, to be fair. Benfica, Shakhtar, that's a decent game of football if ever there was one. PSV, Villarreal, the holders going through. They're into the second round. Can they hold on to the cup? Can they do what Sevilla did all those years? I mean, Sevilla won a hat-trick of Europa Leagues, for goodness sake. Napoli, probably the biggest performers of this round. 6-0 win over Brøndby, just beating Atalanta, who got a 5-0 win. Anything you can do, Napoli can do slightly better. So going into the second round, who have we got playing against each other? In fact, Roma, sorry, we've missed Roma's game. Roma beat Real Betis 4-2 in aggregate, so that's good for Jose Mourinho, he's made it through. In the second round, it's a big fixture for Brendan Rodgers' Leicester. They are playing Lazio. West Ham have got the holders Villarreal, and Tottenham, you're going to get beat up Benfica. I can feel it. Surely this is the time. You're coming in here trying to spoil my video, trying to turn all these people against me. Well, this is where it ends. Come on, Benfica. If I had a Benfica shirt, I would put it on. But I've got to buy a Leverkusen one, and they are playing Atalanta. As for Liverpool, probably the favourites of the whole competition, they've got a pretty easy draw. Dinamo Zagreb. At the minute, Patrick Schick is the top goal scorer with 8 goals, the man who scored that wonder goal against Scotland in the Euros. Whether or not he scored any more goals like that, I don't know. Scotland fans, you probably don't want to talk about it anymore. But at least he won the final when Italy beat... Why am I slagging off the Scots? What am I doing? Stupid. Let's simulate and see who gets through the second round. Sorry, Scotland. Right, here we are, the second round is complete, and my good feelings, my good intentions, my booing of Tottenham has finally worked as they are out. Benfica have knocked out Spurs. They have knocked them out of the Europa League, obviously because it's the Europa League we're talking about, and they are the only English team not to have made it through to the quarter-finals. That means that West Ham, incredibly, beat the holders Villarreal. Liverpool, 3-1 win over Dinamo Zagreb, pretty comfortable, and Leicester, the big performers, a 5-1 aggregate win over Lazio. Let's check these fixtures in a little bit more detail. Napoli performing well again, 5-2 against Salzburg. Sociedad, a good performance from them. Sociedad, a team who I think will go far. I was surprised when they got absolutely battered by Man United last season. Was that in the... that was the Europa League, wasn't it? Didn't really lay a glove on Man United. Man United took them to the cleaners a bit. Jose Mourinho still in this competition as well. They've beat Athletic Bilbao 4-2, so that's another Spanish side they've knocked out. And elsewhere, the team I said I was backing, Bayer Leverkusen, have been beaten by Atalanta. That means Patrick Schick won't be scoring any more than the 10 goals he's already got. Will anyone beat that tally? It'll be a hard job, but if anyone can do it, who can do it actually? Jared Bowen, he's still in the tournament, he can do it. Come on, Jared Bowen. Why am I putting so much pressure on Jared Bowen's little shoulders from Hull? Is he from Hull? He played for Hull. I feel like he might be from Hull. Either way, he's a good little player, isn't he? Rui Patricio's only added another clean sheet to the 6 he got in the group stage, but Roma have got a big chance in this competition, but we've got a Serie A. In fact, I'm jumping all over my words here because I'm getting excited by this quarter-final draw. We've got an all-English affair and an all-Italian affair. We'll go from the top because that just makes sense. Real Sociedad against Benfica. An Iberian clash, Spain against Portugal, pretty damn big. I mean, it should be big. It's the quarterfinals of the competition. Then we've got Napoli versus Roma. That is big. Then you've got Leicester versus Liverpool, the Brendan Rodgers derby. And finally, the hipsters' favourite Atalanta versus anyone's favourite. Does anyone like West Ham? I mean, I was wildly impressed with them whenever I've watched them this season. I felt like last season I never actually saw West Ham play. They just somehow nearly qualified for the Champions League. Every time I've seen them this season, they've been absolutely brilliant. So I'm a fan of West Ham. Come on, West Ham. You can make it to the semi-finals. By the time we reach the semi-finals, though, there'll be at least one English team, there will be at least one Italian team. But who will make it to the Final Four? I'm going to predict who we're going to go with. I'll go with Benfica, Napoli, Liverpool and West Ham. Those are my teams who I'm going to think make it through to the Final Four. Will that happen? Let's find out. By the time we'll get there, I'll have forgot who I picked anyway, so I'll just lie. Right, the quarterfinals are complete and I got 3 out of 4 right. Liverpool winning the Brendan Rodgers derby, 2-0 at home, 2-0 away. They are through to the semi-finals and they'll be the only team to get there who dropped out of the Champions League. That's because West Ham beat Atalanta 3-2. They lost the first leg 2-1 in Italy, back at the London Stadium. A Thomas Suchek penalty and a 72nd minute strike from Jared Bowen has put the Hammers into the semi-finals of a European competition. That is absolutely incredible. All of this with David Moyes in charge. This is a man who managed one of the worst Premier League teams in history with Sunderland. I mean, look at what he did at Man United. He's turned it all around though, and he is a Europa League semi-finalist. I'm so excited I can't even get my words out. Elsewhere, Jose Mourinho absolutely embarrassed in the quarterfinals, Napoli winning 5-0 on aggregate. That is a humiliating defeat for Jose Mourinho, and it proves he's well and truly past it. There's one for the Mourinho fans out there. Good to see you guys. And in the final quarter-final, Benfica versus Real Sociedad. It was the one I got wrong, and it's Real Sociedad who have made it through to the semi-finals. So how does the semi-final draw look? It is Sociedad versus Liverpool and West Ham versus Napoli. If West Ham and Real Sociedad win, we could have a David Moyes derby in a European Cup final. But I'd say those two sides are both the underdogs going into it. At the minute, Liverpool are still the overriding favourites to win this. I mean, they won the Champions League a couple of years ago. The Europa League should be a piece of piss for them. Napoli, another strong team. But will they be able to get past this incredible West Ham team? Jared Bowen closing in on the golden boot as well. He's 1 goal behind Patrick Schick. As for the player of the tournament, Virgil van Dijk's emerged to just be shy of an 8. He's still behind Harry Kane, who cheated because he was in the tournament when he shouldn't have been. 9 man of the match awards though from Harry Kane. Well done, Harry. But he won't be getting any more because, as we know, Tottenham crashed out ages ago and the final 4 is set. Sociedad versus Liverpool, West Ham versus Napoli. Who will make it to the final? Let's find out. Right, the semi-finals are complete and the big headline is that Jared Bowen has equalled Patrick Schick. He has got 10 goals, but sadly he won't be getting any more because the two favourites have made it to the final. The final will be Liverpool versus Napoli. In the semi-finals, Liverpool narrowly winning 3-2. It was a 2-1 win in Spain which did the damage for them, and West Ham have absolutely thrown it away. They won 3-1 at the London Stadium. Fornals, Vlasic and Bowen scoring, and Osimhen's goal is what has put Napoli through. Napoli won 3-0 in Naples to go 4-3 through. 4-3 through? They won 4-3 to go through. Christ, this is appalling English. Either way, West Ham are out. But to get to the semi-finals was absolutely sensational. But there will be English representation in the competition. Liverpool versus Napoli for the chance to win the Europa League. This is a competition that Liverpool haven't won since 2001 when they did a cup treble. As for Napoli, they haven't won it since 1989. It's been a long time for Napoli since they won a European Cup. Can they do it at Liverpool's expense? I think Liverpool still the absolute massive favourites, considering this is a team that, as we said before, won the Champions League. We know all the kind of players they've got, but Napoli, they've got a lot of stars themselves. Is anyone going to catch Patrick Schick and Jared Bowen for the golden boot in the final? Let's have a little look. Osimhen could. He's got 9. That's probably the only chance we've got. I don't think Dries Mertens is going to get 5 goals in the final. If he does, it could be one of the best finals we've ever seen. In terms of Liverpool players, there's absolutely none of them. Absolutely none of them. The final will be held in Gdansk in Poland. 41,620 people packed inside the Energa Gdansk. No doubt 15,000 of them will be corporate tickets, but that doesn't matter. We're playing Football Manager. Who cares about UEFA's horrendous politics? Let's simulate one more time, one final time, and see who wins the Europa League. Will it be Liverpool or will it be Napoli? Let's find out. Okay, the final is complete and it is Liverpool's name who has been etched on the Europa League trophy. They won 2-1 in Gdansk, beating Napoli to win another European trophy. And it was a couple of surprise names who got on the score sheet. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain with his new baby got on the score sheet after 7 minutes. Christ, when he was playing the other day against Leeds, he looked like Bambi on ice. He looked like he'd been all night doing the late night feed. I thought he'd been smashing the beers because he couldn't even complete a single pass. The second goal was scored by Divock Origi, just like it was in 2019 when they won the Champions League. There was a late goal by Victor Osimhen in the 89th minute to get his 10th of the Europa League campaign, but it wasn't enough to stop Liverpool winning the Europa League, meaning a team dropping out of the Champions League has won the title once again. It's a stupid rule, that, to be honest with you. Just because you've been crap in the Champions League doesn't mean you should be rewarded with a place in the Europa League. But that stupid rule has benefited Liverpool, who are your 2022 Europa League champions. Will that happen? Probably not. But let me know who you think will win down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to Elecspo. We're going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, we will see you around.